speak.
It was working.
I was on that.
Hello? All right.
There you go.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name's Nick Feldman. Alongside me, Mayor Gordon, Mary Quinn Raymer, head of Visit Lex, my partner Hank Morris, Congressman Barr, and Tourism Commissioner Mike Manjit. Hank, my partner, lifelong friend, and master of design on this project. It was with gratitude and deep appreciation that we welcome you to today's more or less unofficial groundbreaking for the Manchester Hotel. It was important for us that you be able to see us some semblance of what's to come here. And as you can see behind us, we've been moving quickly. Thank you for your presence, and without your constant encouragement, support, and financial commitment, this day would have never happened. Hank and I are humbled and grateful for the confidence that you have placed in us. I can assure you that each day we, our architects, EOP, contractors, Wells & Wells, are laser focused in delivering a finished product that will be worthy of your trust and expectations. As many of you know, I spent many wonderful summers here growing up, and I was certain one day I would return. Mason, Prim, my brother, I'd have never been able to resettle my roots here in Lexington 2 years ago without you. After college, Hank and I spent 5 years working in New York, and it was that time over long weekends that we started talking about our first project together, and it was inevitable. It had to be Lexington. Notwithstanding the numerous challenges we faced, the stressful days and sleepless nights, the Manchester Hotel has always been and will forever remain a labor of love. Thank you for enabling us to contribute to this extraordinary city and community. Before turning it over to Hank, I would like to thank a few people in particular who were instrumental in making the Manchester reality. And I mean, I don't know how this could have been possible without you. Mary Quinn Raymer, head of Visit Lex, you're a magician. You've been involved in this project every step along the way. Your belief way back in what we were doing, and when it seemed at times it just wasn't going to happen, you found a way. Thank you. Mayor Gordon, your support and vision have been instrumental to the development of the Distillery District. Thank you. I know this project couldn't have happened, especially without your support of the industrial revenue bonds and things that people weren't, they didn't know much about. And you took the patience and time and understanding and knew it needed to be done, so thank you. To members of council, you listened to us. Your patient and understanding also was required to make this project actually happen, and voted to approve things that were needed. We thank you for your unwavering and steadfast support. Commissioner Manjit, thank you for embracing our vision and providing the critical support to enable this project to proceed. There's not another cabinet in this country that can generate tourism as effectively as yours, and I mean that. Kentucky has become a go-to destination for world travelers because of your efforts. Thank you. And Sarah Osborne, a special shout out to you. I'm looking for you. You're the Tom Brady of your craft. Thank you many times over. And finally, to the investors in this project. Investing in a hotel project in the era of COVID was not an easy thing to do. Thank you for your enthusiasm, the confidence you've shown in us, and for your commitment in helping shape Lexington's future. This hotel will forever stand as a tribute to your belief in this city. Finally, to Wes, Dave, Brett, the Bells, without you, simply I couldn't have pulled this together. Thank you so much for your kindness and friendship. To my father, thank you for everything. Love you. Thanks. And with that, I'm going to bring Hank Morris up. Thanks.
Good morning. Thank you, Nick, and thank you all for joining us today for this short celebration. My name is Hank Morris. For those of you who don't know me, I am the design construction half of New Circle Investments. As Nick said, we first started kicking around the idea of building a hotel together so many years ago on a very freezing college campus somewhere in the middle of upstate New York. The start of construction on the Manchester Hotel is truly a dream come true for the both of us, and there's no city we would rather be developing it in. Now that Nick has already thanked the many, many contributors and supporters of the project, I wanted to take a few minutes here really just to say some thank yous directly to the design and construction team that has really made the Manchester and the start of construction today a reality. I have always thought that building a great hotel, certainly one of this caliber and size, is much like making a great film. It's part art, it's part science. It takes a very special cast and so many things coming together at the right time to really get it right. I think we really believe that we've done just that here, and I know that it simply would not have been possible without the most impressive construction, architecture, design, and engineering team I've ever had the pleasure of working with. It's great to see so many of you here today, and I do hope that means I haven't managed to drive you all completely crazy quite yet. Sorry. First, thank you to EOP Architects, to its principals, Richard Polk, Rick Eckhoff, and Brent Bruner. Richard and Rick's work on the project began almost 3 years ago today. They too shared our beliefs that the development of the east end of the distillery district was absolutely critical to downtown Lexington's expansions and improvements, and that a great quality boutique hotel would be the spark to get it all moving. Your work in advocating for our various entitlement approvals was critical in getting this all done. Brent, thank you for leading the design of our beautiful facade here that we know will stand as an iconic Lexington landmark for generations to come. So many thanks to Rachel Hilson, our lead architect. You are absolutely brilliant and certainly the most organized person I know. And to Kelly Fink and Joey McDaniel at EOP for your many, many contributions. But perhaps the most critical component of our team here has been Brett Pierce and Daniel Wells of Wells & Wells Construction. Nick and I knocked on the door of Brett and Daniel's construction trailer over on Limestone about 3 years ago today. We were two young-looking 20-somethings with a pie-in-the-sky idea of buying a distressed building on the dodgy end of Manchester Street and building an upscale hotel. We needed some help putting together a construction estimate and, of course, didn't have any money to spend on it. But they didn't laugh us down or ignore us as many would have. Instead, they decided to take a chance on us. They took a huge interest in the project and provided more than 2 years of absolutely invaluable pre-construction work before being paid a dime. Thank you for that. Brett, Daniel, David, Alexa, Andrew, and to the rest of the team at Wells, we are incredibly indebted and grateful for you in taking a risk on us so many years ago and becoming a critical piece of this project. Thank you also to Robert Loneman of KLH Engineering and his team, to Adam Ray of Brown & Kubican, and to Billy and Derek Mosh of Element Design. You are all masters of your trades. And last, thank you to the almost 20 other consultants and collaborators I haven't mentioned here who've contributed to the design, engineering, and permitting of this great project. We look forward to announcing much, much more about this hotel in the coming months, and details on its concepts, programming, design. What I can, however, promise you today is that this will be a truly unique, locally rooted, independent hotel of the highest caliber, and one that Nick and I feel strongly will help shepherd in a new era of tourism to the great city of Lexington. Thank you all so much. I think I can hand it over to Mary Quinn Raymer of Visit Lex. Thank you.
A magician. I don't know if it's as much a magician as I am just tenacious as I'll get out. It is really a great honor to be with you all today, celebrating the unofficial groundbreaking of the new Manchester Hotel. I distinctly remember my very first conversation with Nick Feldman in early March of 2020. Over breakfast, Nick shared his vision for an elevated hospitality experience in the heart of our distillery district. The hotel, food and beverage, the event space, as he explained, would all seek to serve the intrepid traveler, the visitor who really wanted to experience the very best of what our city has to offer. I told Nick that morning, and I still believe today, that this hotel development will be in the perfect spot for our ever-evolving destination. Situated between our nearly completed Central Bank Center expansion and the soon-to-be-built Town Branch Park, and the hip, always happening Pepper Campus, the hotel really will become an anchor in our distillery district. Of course, COVID-19 brought everything in the hospitality industry to a screeching halt in mid-March 2020. The idea of a new hotel in the early days of the pandemic seemed a bit like a risky proposition at best. Undeterred, Nick continued to build his vision, engaging state and local government, key partners, and he pressed forward. As we've all seen this year, people value travel more than ever, and they are looking for one-of-a-kind experiences that allow them to be immersed in local culture. The Manchester Hotel will be a perfect spot for our visitors, and I'm pretty sure that our local community is going to love this place too. This spring, I had the opportunity to get to know Nick's partner, Hank Morris. It's been great fun for the team at Visit Lex, Marcy Kruger, myself, Nikki Goldie, for us to work alongside these two men, their energy, their passion, their enthusiasm. And even though they are neither one from here, they both have become full-fledged Visit Lex ambassadors for our city. I cannot wait for visitors to experience the Manchester Hotel and the signature hospitality that you all will be providing to every guest that walks through your door. Nick and Hank, you're joining a $2 billion industry in Lexington whose brightest days are very much still in front of us, and we are so very, very thankful you chose Lexington for your project. Congratulations on this milestone. I think I have the great pleasure of introducing our wonderful Mayor Gorton.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Congressman Barr, always good to see you. Thank you. I want to welcome our council members also. We have quite a crew of council members, including the one who previously represented this district until Thursday, right? And the one who's now representing it in redistricting. So we've got Councilmember Liz Sheehan, Councilmember Whitney Baxter, Councilmember Richard Maloney, Councilmember Jennifer Reynolds, who now represents this area, Councilmember Chuck Ellinger, Councilmember Josh McKern, who sadly had to give this up in redistricting, right? Councilmember James Brown, I saw you back there. Who am I missing? Any other council members? Welcome. Always great to see you all. And it is a great day to be in the Distillery District. And a little bit of my history with this district. Over a decade ago, well over a decade ago, as a member of the City Council, I was one of the first advocates for the Distillery District because I could see down the road how important it could be, not only for our economic development, but just for the jobs it creates and for the fun, right? Somebody said it's a hip place down the road. Developing the area, I know, has been challenging. There have been a lot of hurdles to clear. And the great news is we're beginning to realize the potential here. And the Manchester Hotel is a big step forward. It won't be long before folks who stay in this hotel will be able to walk or bike over to a new destination park, Town Branch Commons Park. And Ann Bacus, I see you here, thank you. She has been leading the efforts there for the fundraising. So they'll be able to continue east on Town Branch Commons Trail, past the new Central Bank Center, as Mary Quinn mentioned, Rupp Arena, over to downtown. You can go all the way out to the horse park if you want. And those who leave the hotel and head west can experience the working distillery that we have and can travel out onto the beautiful bluegrass beyond on Town Branch Trail. This is such an awesome opportunity. And as mayor, I was very supportive of those industrial revenue bonds that were mentioned to help finance this program. It was the right thing to do. And by using these bonds, the developers could borrow money at the government's rate, making the project more economically feasible and viable. So we are very proud, the city's very proud to be a partner in the Manchester Hotel, and I want to congratulate Nick Feldman, Hank Morris, and all those at New Circle Investments. We are so excited for this. Thank you. Thank you. Congressman, I should introduce you. And now, Congressman Andy Barr, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. And Nick and Hank, thank you all so much for your vision, for your persistence. It's not easy to do one of these projects, but I appreciate both of you all for your commitment and investment in this part of Lexington, and to all your partners. Thank you all for taking a risk and deploying this capital and really invigorating this distillery district. And I just want to be part of this celebration and thank you all. The stars are really aligning for Nick and Hank and for bourbon tourism. Mary Quinn can tell you that. And the Manchester Hotel project, along with everything that's going on in the distillery district, is so exciting. And I get to talk to my colleagues around the country about coming to bourbon country as the co-chairman of the Congressional Bourbon Caucus. It's the most bipartisan caucus in Congress, I'll tell you. And we need more of that. But what I will tell you is that the stars are aligning for Lexington, for the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, our industry, because not only do you have projects and investments like this going on, but we know that the reduction in the federal excise tax and the Aged Distilled Spirits Competitiveness Act that went into effect a few years ago are spurring even more investment in the distilleries and in the whiskey business. Through all the potential tax changes, I'm confident through our advocacy, bipartisan advocacy, we're going to keep those tax changes in place to continue to spur investment in bourbon tourism and the bourbon industry. Also, the stars are aligning because just recently we had great news coming out of Europe, and the tariffs that were a real impediment to the growth of our signature industry are now totally removed, and we have access to foreign markets in ways we did not before. So all of that's good news. And with projects and with development like this, there's a lot of obviously conversation in Washington about infrastructure. And while the recently passed infrastructure bill did not include the project of the extension of Newtown Pike, which is going to further open up this corridor, I am confident that with persistence, either through the funds that come through that, or more likely through the appropriations process, the THUD bill, appropriations bill, and potentially another highway bill down the road where we've submitted for that project, that we're going to continue to open up, Mayor, this part of Lexington. So thank you all so much for all of your support for this project. And Nick and Hank, it's not just about the capital that you all are deploying here in the investment, it's the human capital, and I love the fact that we've got such bright entrepreneurs contributing to our community. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Mangin. I'm Commissioner of the Department of Tourism for the state of Kentucky. This reminds me when I'm on such an illustrious panel, but last of my high school basketball career, I was in the 20-20 club. Anybody know what that is? I got in if we were 20 up or 20 down with 20 seconds to go. So what that means is there's not a lot more I can add to the outcome here, but I do want to add our thanks to Nick, Hank, and all of the investors. You know, throughout the pandemic when COVID hit, as Mary Quinn pointed out, our industry really was devastated at first. But what we really saw was it was a health crisis and not an economic crisis at the time. But certainly we had concerns, and your project coming through was one of the very first that continued to invest in the tourism economy here in Kentucky. and we thank you for that. We've seen investments, as Congressman Barr said, through the bourbon industry and throughout, and we're very fortunate here in the Commonwealth to have the Kentucky Tourism Development Act, an incentive program specifically designed for tourism projects. We're the first in the nation to have that. To date, more than $3 billion has been invested in tourism projects since 1996. I would be remiss before I sit down and we start flipping some dirt without recognizing my Deputy Commissioner, Mona Jewett. Wave, Mona. Mona really oversees that program and was a great partner. I get all the credit and get to stand up here. She does all the work, so it's another win for me. But thank you for your hard work, and I know Nick and Hank and his partners appreciate it. So with that, again, thank you for your investment. We look forward to working with you. I was able to tour the convention center Monday with Mary Quinn and the folks over there, and we are so excited what it does and how it puts Lexington on the map for meetings, conventions, larger groups coming in, exposing our great Commonwealth to travelers. Because the one thing that I think you all know, that once we get a visitor here, they may not know anything about Kentucky, but when they come back, they become advocates for us. And we are, in my opinion, the best tourism destination. What else do you think I would say? The best tourism destination around. This only enhances it. So thank you again for your investment, and I say we turn some dirt. So thank you all.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all for your attendance at this time. We're going to take a few photo opportunities. So we'll start first with the investors coming up, then we'll do the construction design team, and then government representatives. Thank you.
We'll start with the government officials. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Mayor. All right, guys. Billy, Derek. Come on up.
There we go.
What are we doing? Again?
Room over there? Yeah. Sure you want me with the shovel, Nick? Of course. You know, I'm pretty good at digging things.
Oh, there's more over here. Oh, there's some on the stairs.
Congratulations. I'm at large. What are your three at large? Yeah. Do it there on the council. This camera, I think it was Josh. Hey Nick, I got your email. I'll reach out.